Hi, it's Leslie, Sister Wives, and it's the 32nd anniversary of Kody and Meri. Where does the time go? Where does the time go? All right, we come to understand that in years past, Kody and Meri have actually gone out for their anniversary. Take a drive. I guess that's one of the things you do out there, go out to dinner. So this year is just another year. And Meri, I guess not having heard from Kody on the big day, decides to be proactive, and she calls Kody and says like, hey, happy anniversary. And he was kind of caught off guard, kind of like, And she asked him, hey, you want to like go out, take a drive or something, go out to dinner? And he was kind of caught off guard, didn't know what to do. So he said, well, I'm watching the kids. It's literally the middle of the day. Where the frig is Robin? But I don't want to get off on that tangent. But where is Robin? Why is she watching her kids? But he's watching the kids and he says, let me get back to you. Because here's what he says.
Meri called me and asked me if we were going to do anything for our anniversary. I just said, well, I'm watching the kids. I needed a minute to, think. I needed a reason to be able to say no. In the event, I just didn't think it was the right thing for me to do. And I had to think about that.
So ever so quick on his feet, Kody, kind of dodged the question and said he had to get back to Meri. Robin's out. We know she's not working because it's the middle of the day, and that's right, she doesn't work. She doesn't watch her kids. I'm not sure what she's doing, but Kody's on the job there. So it really seemed like he just wanted to pull back, give himself a few minutes to collect his thoughts so he could come back with a good explanation of why he couldn't go, because he doesn't want to go out with Meri. Not into her at all. We know that. But no surprise here. What ends up happening is he goes back and most likely he talks to Robin. Well, what then happens? She probably's like, Kody, you are going out with Meri and you make nice. It's your anniversary. You need to go. And so with his tail between his legs, I'm sure Kody calls back Meri and says, okay, let's go out to dinner. I feel that's how that went down. Well, it was a little bit of a struggle to get to that point, but they do go out to dinner. And there was this very awkward but telling moment that Meri describes what Kody was saying.
At one point, he made some reference to faking relationships or something like that. And I was like, well, what do you mean faking? And we were sitting across the table from each other, and he kind of gestured like with his fingers, like between the two of us. He's like, well, this. And I said, what do you mean? I'm not faking anything. He's like, I don't know why you even bothered to call and say happy anniversary, Meri. I'm like, because it's our anniversary. He's like, but we're not meant. And he paused, and then he goes, but we're not living as a married couple.
And once again, I just have to say, if this was a normal marriage, we would not have the question about whether you're married or not. You don't have that. If you have divorce papers, you're not married. This is why this polygamous stuff, one person thinks they're still married, the other person's not. You don't have that in regular marriage. Just saying. Well, Meri was quick to point out that she didn't feel like she was faking because she, as we know, is in this and trying to save this failing, basically without a heartbeat kind of marriage here. But this is the thing that really hit Meri the hardest.
He actually said to me, I have no desire, Meri, to have a relationship with you. He said, don't you understand, Meri? This is never going to happen. Your life is not one that I want to insert myself into. I'll never forget those words.
It's so crazy. They always say actions speak louder than words. You know what? And he's been showing actions to her that he is not interested for so long, so many years, all this time, and she never got the message. But it's funny just that these words, finally she got the message.
This is the first time he's ever said this to me. Ever. That was very, very painful for me. And I felt my heart, really speeding up because I'm like, but you promised,
It is painful, but despite what many of you may think in this moment, I think this was actually one of Kody's more respectable moments because I actually appreciate the fact that finally, for once, he was straight up just honest with her. I mean, enough already. I know everyone wants him to just fake it, like the wives or whatever, or Robin, let's say. But you know what? Props to Kody for at least finally just telling her to let her go free and find her life. I mean, It wasn't the best thing to do it on the anniversary, but you know what? When the moment hits you and you have the opportunity, he seized it. And you know what? I give him props for that. But I feel like at least at this point now, Meri can start to heal and move on. Now that she finally, and she was never told this before and had no clue that there was no option that they could get back together, besides Robin always pitching that they could. But you know what? Now she knows. There's no chance. He's not into her. Done. It's a done deal. Rip. She can move on. It's funny, Kody, when he talks about it, he says, 7 years ago, they were in a really bad place, and Meri asked Kody to move out of the house. I guess that's what you do when you're polygamous. That's kind of like step one. When you're really pissed off, you ask them to move out, but you don't get rid of the stuff. That's a different step. Anyway, she asked him to move out, but the stuff was still there. She needed a break. And you know what? He keeps hanging his hat on that, because I think in his mind, he has to be the one that, I didn't end it. You ended it right there. You kicked me out. You ended it right there. I've been done since that point. So this is not my fault. You ended it. I think he needs to do that, or just to save face with whatever face he has left to save, which is not much, but anyway. There you go. I mean, it's like Meri got in under the wire. I mean, maybe on a technicality, but technically gets out before Janelle. So she's the number 2 wife to actually hit the road. Good for Meri, save face a little. It's time to, just, find your own and just get over this shit and move on. So happy anniversary to them. And I guess technically maybe this will be the last one. We can only wait and see. Next year, if we're doing this shit next year, then we know it didn't work. And we'll have to refer to this clip that it's really technically over. But anyway, I follow this nonsense every week. So if you want to follow along, please subscribe. See you next week. Bye.